Yep, okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Suesi and I welcome you all to the ML Study Jams Day. Today we will be integrating the Gemini with the Flutter, a lantern, and we will be seeing how the step-by-step guide on adding the Gemini to your Flutter project and then creating a public chat interface with the Gemini chatbot and guide them of the integrated app in action. So for that we have the guest speaker Susie, who has the experience of over 16 years in the mobile development. So what do you see?
Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from everywhere. My name is Suesi Tran, and I am a Vietnamese. But I know my English is not so Vietnamese. So, if you do not know where I'm from, I'm from Vietnam. Okay. So let me share my full screen, and I will start showing you with. Oh, bring this out. No, bring this out. Okay, I'll start showing you with a few slides of introduction, what is Flutter, what is Gemini, and how to integrate them. And I also give you some introduction what I'm going to showcase in the live coding session today. So the topic for today is Gemini in Flutter, specifically how to integrate Gemini into Flutter. A little bit about me. Um, I am Suesi Tran again. I'm a senior Flutter developer at Tabcorp in Australia. I'm also a GDE in Dart and Flutter and a Women Techmaker Melbourne ambassador. Other than that, I'm also GDG Melbourne organizers, and apart from daytime work, I'm also mentoring at MentorMe. MentorMe is an on-job training program from Vietnamese to Vietnamese. So, Flutter. Um, Let me refresh your memory a little bit here. So Flutter is a cross-platform framework developed by Google and target to write code for one platform and can be run on multiple platforms. Right now, Flutter can already run on 6 platforms. It includes Android, iOS, web, macOS, Linux, and Windows. So there are 6 platforms in total. Currently there are over 2 million developers, Flutter developers worldwide. So I hope if all of you join us, it will increase the number to 3 million very soon. Next, Gemini. Does anyone here not know what is Gemini? I think not. Okay, so after Google I/O, Gemini is the big topic right now because everybody keep talking about Gemini. And according to Sundai that day, there was 121 times the word AI is mentioned, but actually there was over 160 times the word Gemini was mentioned during the keynote. So if you do not know what is Gemini, watch the keynote again. You will get very good idea about Gemini. Now, in order to integrate Gemini into Flutter, we will need a plugin. And luckily for us, Google already provide us with a plugin. The plugin name is Generative AI Package. And if you go to that, where's my picture? Oh no, where's my picture? Oh no, my picture is gone. Here it is. If you go to pub.dev, then you can find this package. The exact name for this package is Google Generative AI. The version I show here is 0.4.2, but if you go to pub.dev right now, it's 0.4.4. And with 0.4.2, which is released right on the 14th of May, there are so much update that you can use Gemini in Flutter for to create a chatbot, to send images, to request input and output from the image. um currently on the AI Studio that I verified that it does not generate image on AI Studio, but if you try it on the Gemini app, it can generate image. So let's hope that one day we will be able to generate image from Flutter sites very soon. The part that I'm going to demo today is the text chat. So we will send a text to Gemini and we receive a text response. If we have time, we will demonstrate on the data part. We will get the file input and get the data from it, send to Gemini and receive some output from there. In order to start with Gemini in any language, any platform at all, you will need to first go to AI Studio. So AI Studio is a studio where it will make it convenient for you to try out the prompt that you create. So this is where you can create any prompt at all. So you can try the chat prompt where you can just chat directly to Gemini, switch multiple models and try to get the response and choose the model that best suit your purpose. You can also create a structure prompt. A structure prompt is a very how should I explain it? It's a very basic version of train to model, but you do not really train it. You just give some input and you expect some output, and Gemini will learn from there. So you can also easily convert the structure prompt into a true model later if you want to. The very important features from AI Studio for any developer at all is to create the API key. Without the API key, you won't be able to use Gemini in any platform. So that is one of the very important features. The next important features is the ability to generate code. So currently, AI Studio can generate code into JavaScript, Python, Android in the Kotlin, and iOS in Swift language. Today, we will write the code in Dart, which is the language for Flutter. But I will still revisit the generate code because there's one thing I need from the source code. That is the model name. Okay. Now, I'm going to introduce you the project I'm going to do today. So the project is a very simple chat app to chat with Gemini, and the UI is as simple as this. So we have a chat bubble from the users, and then the Gemini will respond with a chat bubble. It will be displayed as a chat bubble. We have a message box where the user can enter, type something, and then tap enter or click on this send button and to send that message. If we have time, we will send a text with the file, which can be audio, video, or image, but I will target the image first, and then if we have time, we will try with audio and video later. The target platform will be Android, iOS, and web, but for the convenience of today's demo, I'm also concerned of the time, so we will focus on the web first. So we will try to run the platform on the web, and then we try to run it on Android and iOS. Hopefully there will be not much change between web and Android and iOS. And lastly, if time permits, we will try to save and load chat history by using Firebase Cloud File Store. This will take a lot of time, and I'm very sure today we cannot reach that. So maybe you can watch my YouTube channel for it one day. I'll publish it on my YouTube channel. Okay, I already prepared some of the source code. So this source code does not have any Gemini integration at all. So if you want to follow my footstep today, you can scan this QR code to download the source code from my GitHub, or you can go to this link over here and download the source code right now. So I give you 1 minute to download the source code. Timer, 1 minute. Okay, timer start. Okay, I'll share the link here. Okay, 1 minute is up. Now it's coding time. Okay, so as I mentioned, the first entry to start any Gemini integration in any platform at all is to go to AI Studio. The link to AI Studio is aistudio.google.com. I share the link in the chat as well. So when you go to this link, you can try to create a new prompt. You can choose a chat prompt over here or structure prompts. Today we are going to do a chatbot, so I choose the chat prompt and I already created the chat prompt over here. So over here, I'm going to try something. Something as simple as, hello there, and I try to run. And the model, currently right now, the model is Gemini 1.5 Flash. So you can see the model right here. And you can choose between multiple model over here. And the model does not respond me with anything. No. Let's try again. Hello. What? Why is the model not respond me with anything? So I will switch to Gemini model 1.0. And once again, hello there, give me some response. Come on. Okay, so Gemini 1.0 Pro work and it can actually give me a response over here. And as you notice, the token count over here is the number of token that you can send in one prompt. So each time you send a message to Gemini is called a prompt. And the token count, it means that the maximum token for that prompt is available. You can read more about the prompt on Google Gemini AI. I forgot that link today, but if you search Gemini token, you can find it easily on Google. So today I'm going to use Gemini 1.0 Pro. Okay. The next step is to get API key. So this API key is available right here on the left corner. You can just click on this get API key and okay, without saving, changes will be lost. That's fine. Okay, over here, I already create two API keys, so I'm going to use this API key over here. I'm very well aware that this presentation is live stream and everybody can see my API key, so I will make sure I delete my API key after today's session. Okay, so once you create the new API key, you can either use your old API key or you can create new API key from here. And after that, just click copy. And now we are ready to go into the code. If you download the source code, you will notice that I already have the source code ready. And it has Gemini qubit. So I'm using MVVM structure. That is why I have a block and then I have features, screens separately. So the implementation today mainly will be inside this Gemini qubit. There will be some update on the home screen as well, just to show the UI updated. And then other widget is already created, so you don't have to worry of that. Now we go to Gemini qubit. First, I will need to leave the API key down here. Okay. In order to use Gemini in Flutter, we will need to add the Gemini package. The Gemini package, as I mentioned, we go to the pub.dev and search for generative AI package. The first package is available there. That is the package, the Gemini package for Google from Google. The name is Google Generative AI. To add this package into our app, I copy the package name, go into the terminal, and stand as the app root at the application root folder, and tap Flutter pub add and put the package name over there. I like to run this Flutter pub add instead of going into pubspec.yaml to edit it, is because the Flutter pub add will add the package into your pubspec.yaml, and it will also call pubget, so you don't have to run pubget again. So that will save one click, even though there will be a few tapping to do. So after I add it, I go into pubspec.yaml. Okay, it's added here. There's no change, so maybe it has been added before this. Sorry about that, but since it's already added here, now I can go into my source code and start to import the Google generative AI package here, and I can start defining the instance for this generative AI model. Final generative model, and I define at the model and start to put some data into it. API key I get from the Google Studio, AI Studio. So I put the API key here. The model here is a string that contains the model name. So I go back to AI Studio, go back to my chat prompt. The one that I decided to use is Gemini 1.0 Pro. So I choose this and I click on this get code. Get code is on the top right corner over here, right here. So click on it. Any language will do, because the part that I noticed I need the most is the model name. So I just scroll down and search for the model name, and now I just copy this model name, go back to my source code, put it as string in my generative model. Okay, so now I have a representation. I have an instance of my generative model ready to go. Now send to Gemini. So send to Gemini will have two parts. One is to send a message and one is to send memory data. Memory data is the data class that I created in the source code. Is already available in the source code. And for the first part, I will try to send text first. Okay, so this string message is always needed. Now let's see. This is a qubit and it has a few states. And this state, it can return the user message or Gemini message when there is a change in the message. When it's a change in the message, whether from users or from Gemini, we should emit a new state to inform the UI that there is a new message, and then the UI will update accordingly. Okay, so if we go to the home screen right now, our content list has two messages. These two messages are hard-coded, so I'm going to delete them over here. And we will need to write some code over here to update this with the state that we are going to send to the UI. So with this Gemini, now let's talk about the flow. When the user send a message, we want that message to be displayed on the screen. So if you look at the UI over here, when the user send a message, we want the message from the user to be displayed immediately, and we will wait for the message from Gemini. If Gemini send the response, then we immediately show the response on the UI. Okay, so because of that, over here the first step is to emit the message from the user's message, and this will be the normal, just the string message. And then we start to try to send the message to Gemini. To send the message to Gemini, we will need to wait for a generative response, generative content response, and this response will be from the model generate content. Okay, now we generate the content, and the content is only a string message. That is why, even though generate content can receive a list of content. We send only one content over here, which is content.text, and the text over here is the message. And we will receive the response. Sometimes generative content can return error as well, can return exception. So if you go into the source code and you can read, it can actually return some exceptions, such as server exception or generative model exception. That is why we have to put it in a try catch. Okay, and in the response, sometimes there's text response and there's no text response. In case that the model return with generative media content. So for now, we only care of the text response. So we will check the string from the text response, and we will need to make sure that the string is not null. So if text is null, we will have to handle is this case, and now we focus on the case that the text is not null. If the text is not null, we will emit a new state, which is the Gemini message, and we will send this text message. Okay. If there's any try catch issue at all, then we will handle it later. So I believe within only 10 minutes, you already successfully integrate Gemini into Flutter. Now let's just run in the Chrome and let's see if the source code is ready. Okay, this run and let's try to say hello there. Nope, it does not send. This is because in the home screen, on send message does not send any message out yet. So I will need to get context read Gen AI qubit and send to Gemini. Okay, the message is the message and the data is the file. Okay. Now let's try to run again, and it should show the new web view over here. What takes so long? Zoom more. Is it enough? Uh-oh. Okay, this one is because we haven't implemented the listener over here yet. So let's wrap it with a listener and use the Gen AI qubit with Gen AI state. And if state is user message, then the content will take the list of chat content is a new list from content value, and then content value equal to contents. Okay, and this one, the content will add the chat content users, and message is state message users need the chat data text. Okay, and if state is Gemini message, then content will add chat content Gemini, and chat data is also a text. Okay, now can try to run again. If you have any question, you can post the question in the in-call message. I'll try to answer your question when the build is running. Okay. try. Hello. So the message is sent out and the message response from Gemini is now updated. This, how long has it been? 10 minutes? 10 minutes to integrate the first step, which is to send a message to Gemini and receive the response from Gemini. That will take longer time if you need to create the UI and provide the MVVM structure and write blog on that. But the actual time to integrate Gemini to Flutter is less than 10 minutes. Just remember that. How cool that is. Is there any question so far? All right, no question. Okay, good. So we will continue with the second step is to select a file and then try to send the file to Gemini. Before that, I will need to go back to chat prompt and check whether Gemini can generate image for me or not. So I will try something. Should not do this. Let's see what image I can choose. There is no image. Let me choose an image that can upload. Let's see, download image. Where is my image? Here. Download image. Not supported. Okay, I use the Flutter logo then. Not supported. Why? Okay, this is bad. This is bad. So I cannot choose a file. Let's see if I try with 1.5 Pro and I use a sample image. And I add to the prompt and ask, what do you see in this image? Okay, so in order to send image to Gemini, I will need to change the model. The model will need to change to Gemini 1.5 Pro. And I can ask it, what do you see in this image? And I also can choose an image, a different image. And I ask it to create a race between cat and mouse on with this background. Okay, let's see if Gemini can create an image for me or not. Look like Gemini gave me a lot of text, but there is no image. So let's ask to generate image of a cat and a mouse. No. Okay, so even with Gemini 1.5 Pro, it does not generate image. So it means that today we can only try to send an image to Gemini and ask it some question regarding that image, but we can only expect text return. Okay, so again, I go to get code, I copy the new model name, and I go back to my source code, go back to Gemini Qubit, and change the model name, and run again. Need to verify again that the text message still work, right? Hello there. Say hello to TensorFlow communities. Yay, very warm welcome. Okay, great. Now, in order to send a file, we will need to pick up a file. In the source code that I share, I already share a file picker. And this file picker will open up a file explorer, and it allow you to pick any file you want. So in the source code, I allow to choose only one file, one single file only. So the source code to enable that button is inside message box widget. And you see in the line over here, 55 to 58, just uncomment them, save, and this little icon is available. Okay, let's see if I add on the block provider. Okay, I added on the block provider. This icon also call the file pickers, and it will allow us to pick a file as well. So when we pick the file, when the file is picked, it will return the file pickers qubit. So we may need to add the file picker qubit in here. It's still here, and the file picker qubit, the block builder is already available. When the file picker qubit is ready, pick the file, it will return the state, and it set the data to be that selected data. And then when the user send the message, it will send with the text data and also with the memory data. So it means that we are all set, and the part that just now we send the send to Gemini on send message, we send both the message and the memory data. So it means over here, the memory data at this time is already available to us. Now let's try to pick a file. Yay. This is a Flutter file. Okay, Flutter logo. And right now I haven't implemented the part to send a file yet. This file is a memory data which has the data type and the uint8 list. This is the list of int8 which contain the data for the file that we need to send. Now we will need to make a changes over here a little bit, because we will need to build this list of content. So we will start with the change by creating a list of content over here. This will be an empty content, and then we will add the text content in it. Okay. Now we will need to check the data. If the data is not null, then the content will need to add another content.data. Data. Okay, the mine tab is available from the data tab, and the data tab here will have the extension. Where is the extension? Here. We'll have this string my tab, so we can get directly the my tab from the string my tab from the data tab over here, which means this data we can get the data my tab, and then the byte over here we can get directly from the data. And this, when we send this line, when we send to generate content, instead of sending the fixed list, we now will send the content list. And reformat the code just to make it easy to look. When we make changes from within the qubit is outside of the widget tree. That is why restart does not work, and hot reload does not work. Hot restart and hot reload does not work. So usually I have to stop the program and then run it again. I think there is already improvement on the hot restart, but I never tried yet. Maybe I should try that. Okay, anyway, let's pick up pictures again, and pick up this Flutter logo and ask Gemini, what do you see in this picture? The image is a logo of Flutter, Google's UI toolkit for build natively compiled application for mobile, web, desktop, and single code space. Okay, so we already have two features. One is to send text message to Gemini. One is to send image with text message to Gemini. Now we try to run it on Android. Where's my Android phone? Oh no, where's my Android phone? I do not have my Android phone over here. Let's run it on my iPhone. Oh no, I don't have my iPhone here either. I'm going to pause the video for a while. If you have any question, you can share the question here. I'm going to grab my Android phone and my iPhone, okay? Hello, the phones are here. Where are the questions? Is there any difference between integration of paid and unpaid version of Gemini? No, there's no difference in the integration. The difference is in the API generation, the API key generation. So once you have the API key, the integration will be the same. Any other question? Okay, so my Android phone is right here, and I'm going to just build it. But how do I show? Visual. Yep, with visual, and then pull it to this window screen. Yay. Now let's just write something. Hello there. And there's response. So if you notice there's no change in the source code, I still use the same source code that I run on web, and now I just deploy it on Android, and it works. Now let's see if I can pick the file. Because I choose to pick the file's photos only, that is why it show me photos, and you can see from my photos I'm crazy about Pokemon Go. So let's choose this Pokemon. And then again, ask Gemini, what do you see in this picture? There are a lot of work to be done for this project to be a complete project, but because it's a live coding to showcase how to integrate Gemini into Flutter, so this is very simple implementation, and you can see here Gemini gives the response. This is a screenshot of from the mobile game Pokemon Go. It shows a muscular Pokemon blah blah blah. Any information you can get from the screen. Okay, and the last platform is the iOS platform. Okay, I switch my device and let me close everything. Okay, now cancel, go back here and open the iPad. Run. Now turn on the visual for iPad. There. Okay. Do you have any other question? So if we want to generate image from Gemini, is it possible in paid version of Gemini? Very good question. Very, very good question. Because right now I don't have an opportunity to play with the paid version of Gemini, so I am not sure, but I think that is possible because that is the purpose of paying, right? I think so. If you can pay for Gemini version, then please share with us whether you can generate image or not. But I know it's possible because if you open the Gemini app from Google Gemini app, by going to gemini.google.com and you ask it to generate an image, I think it can. I create an image of a cat and a dog. Sure. So it means that Gemini Advanced can generate image, and it also means that you have to pay for it. Does that answer your question? How you have connected with your phone to Gemini? Actually, I don't connect my phone to Gemini. I connect my phone to my laptop and I run the source code from my laptop with the Gemini integration on my phone. Yay, the source code is compiling and the sync is in progress. Any other question? Is there any tool to run without your phone? Yes, there is. So if you open the list of devices on Android Studio over here, I believe there's similar way to run from VS Code as well. You can see that you can run on Android emulator. You can open iOS simulator. You can run on Chrome Web. Chrome Web, you do not need to plug any device in at all. You can also run on Mac OS if you are on Mac OS device, or if you can also run on Windows if you are on a Windows device. The reason that I choose to run on my phone is because it will be faster, because my laptop is not a very strong laptop, so if I run on my simulator, it will be very slow and it will take time to build and also to run. It is just not smooth enough. Okay, so now I have the source code over here. The app is running. This is on my iPad, that is why the screen is very big. Okay, let me try to type hello. Hello. Okay, I'm very sorry that I cannot try to send image on my iPad because this is personal iPad and I do not want you to see my personal pictures. So this is what it is. Okay. So that is all for today's live coding. Is there anything else that you want to ask me? Any other questions? Is it possible that I can answer the response from Gemini in certain order structure for my final year project? Yes, actually, yes, you can. So if you go to Gemini AI Studio, there are some advanced questions over here. Number one is that you can request the output to be in JSON. Number two is that you can directly give the chat prompt and you describe exactly what you want the Gemini to do to respond to you. So for example, this is one of the exercise I did for Build with AI series, and the example in Build with AI is that I want Gemini to recognize the person's name and person's place of origin and return me the information in JSON format. Okay, so I give the prompt like this. You are an you are a JSON expert and you will recognize the person's name and place of origin and return the answer in JSON with below format. Oh no, I Wait, it's not done yet with below format. And I put a format over here, which will be a JSON output, and the JSON output will return a list. So a list will be first param is name, example of name, and then origin is, let's say, Singapore. Okay, and then now I give the response. Yeah. Oh no, following format. Okay, put, and this will be output with a list. Output is a list, and this will be a JSON. Name is Jessica, and origins is Singapore. Okay, now give the input. Input is hello, my name is Susie from Vietnam, and try to run it. Jessica in Singapore. Okay, with the below format, name can be a string, and then what is a string? And try to copy and run it again. There. So you can see over here, it will give you the exact output exactly as the example that you give to it. You can also request to output in JSON, and you can also edit the schema. So after you edit the schema, over here, you click on get code, you will get the idea how to edit your schema and how to give the prompt to Gemini. Okay? We can similarly integrate Gemini to web app using React.js. Yes, you can. There are multiple way and multiple platform to integrate Gemini into any app, in any app platform at all. We can create the application and deploy in your phone to get the. Can we create the application and deploy in our phone to get the response? Yes, sure you can. I just show you how. I deploy on my phone, my test phone, and also on my iPad. Any other question? If anyone still have any question for me, you can unmute yourself to ask, or you can just type in the info message. Otherwise, you can try to get my source code over here and then try to integrate Gemini into Flutter by yourself. That would be fun. Can we train based on our own data? Yes, you can. So, as I mentioned, that if you create the prompt as a structured prompt, you can give some input and you can give example output. And with input and example output, later on you can turn it into your own Phi2 model as well. So, for example, over here I give an input. Example over here is that an input is hello sunshine, and then the model will respond afternoon sunshine, for example. So over here, if you write your test output, Hello sunshine. Let's see if you get the expected output over here. You are creating a program that responds the input hello sunshine, afternoon sunshine. There's no code provided to do that. Okay. So this will be one of the ways. So if you read through the explanation and you read through all the guideline from Gemini over here, it will tell you how to put the input, how to how to tune the output, expected output for each input, and by follow those steps you can easily get your own structure prompt. And after that you can create your own new tool model over here. By using the tool model you can tune it from your structure prompt, or you can import it from the file. The file can be CSV or spreadsheet or anything, and then you can name it, and later on it will give you a name over here. This is the base model, but when you click on the tool name, it will give you a name of the model that is tuned based on your own data. And when you create a new prompt, for example a chat prompt again, you can see that it will be listed in the model over here. So for example, I already have a tool model here. Why can't I click on it? Ayah. Why can't I click on it? It doesn't work for me again. Okay, I have to open back AI Studio and open the chat prompt. Now it works. Okay, so you can see that the name over here, because I did not change the name, so it provide me with a very standard name. But if you provide your own name, it will be listed here. So after you choose it, you click on the get code, look for the name, and you will get the name of your tool model. Are there any performance consideration I should be aware of when using Gemini? I think you will need internet connection. Apart from Gemini Nano, which is on device, which is only available on the Pixel 8 Pro right now, all the other Geminis in Gemini family will need internet connection. So you will need internet connection. And depends on the speed of the internet connection, that the waiting time will be shorter or longer. Any other question? Yay, thank you for asking questions. It depends on use case of your application. Yes, that's right. And that is why I say the source code over here is not a complete application, because it does not cover all the use cases. And if you remember on my source code, I only care of the success scenario, but I never care of the failure scenario with the to do over here. Which languages you must know to do all these things? I would say English. Okay, I think time is up. Taskin, shall we wrap up?
Yeah, for sure. If anyone doesn't have any other questions, then we can wrap it up. Do you guys have any other questions? If you have, just please share your what, please. Make sure to write a full sentence.
If you give yourself to me, I can share you, but I'm not sure share to you or share you. Video links, GitHub repo. Sure, GitHub repo is right here. You can capture this screen. Video, I will try to, I already recorded the session, so I will send it to Taskin and Taskin will send to everyone, okay?
Thank you so much,